Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the June 25th edition of the Tucson Mortgage Weekly. I'm Todd Abelson. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me this morning to see what's going on. First of all, big shout out to the U of A Wildcat baseball team. They won the first in the best-of-3 series against South Carolina. They're playing great, fun watching them. If you get a chance, watch the game tonight. It could be the last game, and they could be crowned champion college players. So we'll see how things go. Good luck to them. All right, what's going on in the mortgage and market in the bond world? Okay, last week, the biggest news that came out is the Federal Open Market Committee meetings minutes were released, and there were two actual components that were very important. First of all, there was really no direct mention of any further quantitative easing, but they did say that they were ready, willing, and able to do so if that was what was required. The second thing that happened is that they extended what they call Operation Twist, and you may have heard about this, you may recall me talking about it in months past, but it's been a program that's been around for about 9 months. And what the feds have been doing is they've been selling off a lot of this short-term debt that they own, okay, and they're buying long-term debt. Because the rates are so low, they're actually what they call terming out the debt, which means that as much as the U.S. still owes trillions of dollars in notes, at least it's fixed an interest rate for the long term, which will help us down the road. God knows when interest rates go up, we don't want to be sitting on trillions of dollars of debt that's at 14%. I think 3% is probably a better number. So what happened is that the markets were a bit volatile, but we held on to the gains. In fact, that Operation Twist is doing a lot for what's keeping the rates low. That in conjunction with Europe and just the weakness in the U.S. economy, together, those three are helping keep rates low. So any changes in that space could see rates going up. Okay, what's going on this morning? Well, the big brouhaha is that the Supreme Court is supposed to be releasing their findings on what they call the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare as it's called, and they may be striking down certain provisions of it as being unconstitutional. Wow, wouldn't that be an interesting twist, especially in an election year? On the real estate front, there was some reasonably good new home sales. The market doesn't seem to be paying much attention to that. All right, what's going on this week? There are several really important reports coming out. It's going to be chock full of data. And again, the data is what it is, so it's the reaction. Well, Tuesday, consumer confidence. Wednesday, some durable good orders come out. Thursday, GDP. But the big one is going to be Friday. The core personal consumption expectations and sentiments, consumer sentiment comes out, and that gives a real good indication of what the Joe Blow is doing and what kind of inflation we're seeing at the consumer level. Really big reports coming out. But again, the market's been shrugging them off. QE3, what's going on in Europe, and as of now, we've got the situation of Egypt entering also. And then, in fact, that's one of my wild cards, is what's going to go on in Egypt now that the Muslim Brotherhood have taken over and they're diametrically opposed to the old regime. We're going to have to see how things play out in Egypt. That's a wild card. The other thing in the short term, too, is that the government is reselling $100 billion in treasury notes. So we'll have to see how that's absorbed. If it's not absorbed very well, we can see rates push up. Bottom line is rates are great time to buy, great time to refi. Don't wait, because when it changes, it's going to change fast. Okay, don't forget to check out the mortgage blog site, TucsonMortgages.com. I try to post stuff in there periodically. I'm getting better at that, but I'm spending most of my time talking to people and offering consultations. Have a great day and make it a profitable week. I'm Todd Abelson. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.